If someone told Ivy that love could become a curse, she would have laughed, but that was before she watched her own husband bat away their daughter's life and smile while doing it. Effie was 40, cute to perfection, his smooth brown skin always glowing like he wore joy like a second skin, but beneath the charm, he had mastered the art of doing nothing, and doing it well. Jobless but unbothered, he had a favorite quote that echoed through the walls of their one-bedroom apartment in Ugbo. People way make 'em for life, no day suffer too much first. He was once a promising fashion designer. His small shop along Upper Sakpomba bustled with clients who loved his sleek stitches and loud mouth. He knew how to sell himself, even when he lacked the thread to finish a sleeve. But when orders slowed down and rent piled up on his shop, he didn't fight, he simply stopped showing up. Instead, he joined a Telegram betting group that promised quick cash and lavish dreams. On his first day, Effie struck gold. He placed a 2,000 bet and won 1.8 million. He danced through the street that day, tossing beer into the air and blessing strangers like a newly ordained pastor. He closed his shop the next morning, told his wife he had found his destiny, and proudly deleted the fashion page on Instagram. His wife, Ivy, stood with her mouth open, the bag of Ankara she just brought from Lagos hanging loose in her hands. "You won't close your shop because of one bet?" she asked, not in anger but confusion. "Yes nah, baby, I don't see the light, I go blow." The days after the win were golden. Effie bought a new phone, rented a small car for a week to feel like a man, and sprayed money at a cousin's birthday like a bean-in-chief returning from London. He promised Ivy he would invest the remaining money. Instead, he upgraded his Telegram betting plan to VIP, and then the losses started. At first, it was slow, 5,000 here, 10,000 there, then came the 100,000 stakes and overnight bets. By the third month, the entire 1.8 million had evaporated, and Effie, jobless and broke again, became a regular on betting forums asking for sure odds. Their rent was 5 months overdue. The landlord, a tall, angry man called Nosa, had threatened twice to throw them out. Ivy begged, cried, and even sold her last batch of Ankara to settle school fees for their daughter, Sandra. The little girl had been sent home thrice from her private school. Still, Effie would sit shirtless in the living room, legs crossed, phone in hand, grinning. "One ticket, babe," he'd say, "just one ticket and this our story go change." Ivy was tired. The woman who once believed marriage was teamwork now stood alone. Every day, she carried her Ankara from door to door in the heat of bean and sun, while her husband kept scrolling, tapping, betting. Her prayers at night grew longer, her voice hoarse from fasting and crying. She tried to remind him of his gifts, his once famous stitches, his clean lines and passion for fashion. "Why just go back to tailor work, even part-time?" she asked one day. Effie hissed, "Tailor work, who dey make money from that now? You think say I go suffer like you dey carry cloth waka under sun? Babe, relax, I dey work on something big." Ivy swallowed hard, no reply. She just turned and left, her hands trembling. That evening, she checked her savings. She had only 18,500 left. That was supposed to buy Sandra's asthma drugs and restock the empty kitchen. She hid the money inside an old bra at the bottom of her Ghana must-go bag. 3 days later, it was gone. Effie denied it at first, then he shrugged, scratching his bearded chin. "I take 'em bet, I swear e go click, just calm down." Ivy screamed. She wailed and hit her chest. "You take my pikin drug money bet? What kind man you be, Effie?" But Effie just muttered, "I go win 'em back." That same night, Sandra had a severe asthma attack. It started with coughing, then shortness of breath. Ivy ran around the house like a mad woman. She called neighbors. She tied her daughter on her back with wrapper, barefoot, running to Steady Bridget's hospital. Her daughter's lips had already turned blue. They got there just in time. When the doctor finally said, "She's stable now," Ivy collapsed in front of the ward. She didn't cry, she didn't speak, she just stared at the wall. Later that night, while Sandra slept, Effie came with Puff Puff in a nylon. "I be one bring you cold malt but dem no get change," he said. Ivy looked at him, a long empty look, then she said quietly, "You almost kill your pikin because of game." He looked away. "It nor be my fault," he muttered, "I dey try." "For who? For us?" Ivy's voice broke. "You dey try for yourself, Effie, because if you even try for us small, you no go touch that money, you no go watch your own daughter dey struggle to breathe." That night, she moved out of their apartment with Sandra, going to her cousin's house in Ikpoba Hill. She didn't shout, she didn't fight, she just packed what little she had and left. For the first time in a long time, Effie sat alone in silence, no bedding noise, no swagger, no babe, relax. Days passed, he called, she didn't pick, his friends started avoiding him, even his Telegram admin blocked him when he begged for odds on credit. He walked past his old shop one day and saw someone else had rented it. They had repainted the front and removed the rusted sewing machine he had abandoned. He stood there for 10 minutes, hands in pocket, unsure of what to feel. Weeks later, he found himself in Ring Road, standing by a signboard that read "Tailors Needed, Experience Required." He stared at it for a long time, then walked in. It was a small tailoring factory. They didn't pay much, but they fed their workers lunch and offered steady work. He started on trial. After 1 week, they kept him. Every day after work, he would go to Ivy's cousin's house to try and see his daughter. At first, they refused, but one evening, as he sat under the mango tree nearby, Ivy came outside. She handed him a small envelope. "Sandra's drawing, she say make I give you, she still dey ask about you." He opened the paper. His daughter had drawn a picture of him and her sewing a cloth together, smiling. That night, he wept for the first time in years. Over the next few months, he saved, bought his own second-hand sewing machine, started stitching again from a kiosk in Upper Mission. Word began to spread, Effie Don come back. Oh, his old clients trickled in, then new ones followed. One evening, as Ivy came to pick Sandra from school, a young woman tapped her shoulder. "Madam, na you be Effie wife, that tailor for Upper Mission?" Ivy hesitated, then nodded slowly. "Your husband good oh, he sew my brother wedding suit, he fine like say na designer from London." That night, when Effie came to see Sandra, she came out holding his measuring tape. "Mummy say you day work again, can I come and help you on Saturday?" He looked at Ivy, she gave a quiet nod. Slowly, the family began to rebuild not from bedding, but from humility, work, and forgiveness. And Effie, now older and wiser, had a new quote he often told young men around his kiosk. "Quick money day run fast, na steady hand day build legacy." He never placed another bet, not because he lost, but because he almost lost everything. And that was a price no ticket could ever redeem. If you believe no child should ever suffer because of an adult's selfishness, leave in the comment section. Let this story be a warning and a lesson. Share it with someone you love. Subscribe to Moonlight Tales for more powerful African stories that heal, warn, and inspire.